Well, we're back for the discussion of Unfriended, and if you saw our review, we recommended the movie. It's a good movie. It's got an interesting premise, interesting idea. It stretches it about as far as it can go, but it was interesting to watch if you're a fan of horror. If you're interested in the trailer at all, definitely check it out. So, there's limitations of what you can do with a webcam, and I think they got around it pretty well. Basically, all their computers were hacked, and she could do whatever she wanted to them. And I thought it was good that they didn't try to explain that far. They had the one kid that sent the antivirus thing that they all tried to use and stuff like that. And I was glad it didn't get too technical in the explanations. One thing that really surprised me was in the trailers they show there's the video of her shooting herself, and there's the video that caused her to shoot herself that somebody put up. And in the trailer for the movie, when they show her body, when they show her laying, because what happens to her, hopefully you've seen the movie by this point, I'm not spoiling things for you, but what happens to her in the video that she was harassed over is she gets drunk, she basically passes out or falls down and craps her pants. And in the trailer, it blocked out. It didn't put a black bar out, but it pixelated between her legs. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was pixelating it because not to show nudity. So when we watched it in the movie theater, I thought it was either going to show a bit of nudity there, or it was still going to be pixelated, the video had been posted but somebody had pixelated that section or whatever. And in reality what it was that she had crapped her pants, not that she was nude. And so that actually added to it wasn't just they caught her passed out and did some wrote something on her or whatever like that. It was an incredibly embarrassing video. Yeah. That ended up being taken by...
What interested me is...
the main character, the person with the camera we were watching.
In the trailer, they make her out to be a pretty sweet girl. From the clips that they show of the video, that just got drunk and
Laura?
Some people tried to embarrass, yeah.
Well,
and then when you watch the movie, she's not that great a person.
Well, none of them are. Yeah, that's really the point. The way they act toward that Val character before she shows up, and then
when she shows up.
What's that?
When she shows up, they're oh.
And then after a little while, after she shows up, they just start treating her like shit too.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, literally all of them are terrible people, I guess, except for Mitch is the only one that they're not they don't confirm that he did something terrible. And I guess he ratted out his friend to the police or whatever, but beyond that, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, and not to she has motive against all of those people, I guess. The thing at the very end where it kind of shows her is a little really? There's this ghost monster thing of her that's flying around doing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could tell there was some kind of paranormal thing because the guy's and shoots himself. But what kills me is, by way of, I guess, I would say probably bad editing, they give away the last 5 seconds of the movie way early. And it's the first time they show the video of her crapping herself.
They give away...
that it's revealed that Blair, her best friend, was the one that posted the video. That because...
Why?
Well, because when they show the video, you can tell that it's a woman holding the camera.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was Blair until the end.
I go back. You watch it again, you look at it, and you'd be like, oh, that's
If
clear.
I watch it again, I know exactly who it is.
Well, yeah, but
No, it wasn't obvious to me that that's who it was. It wasn't obvious to me. And, you know, there were other people on the call, and there were other directions that they could have gone with the mystery. I mean, no, that didn't bother me at all.
that was really the big problem I had with it, because I was waiting through the entire thing for them to reveal it was her that posted the video, and you, because I knew from that point.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that, but I was just letting it do its thing, and it really used the hell out of that, like, macro washing thing that happens with
Skype. Yeah.
Well, it happens with Skype. It happens with, like, all online video. It's a compression issue where, like, some of the frames don't get compressed right, and it just sort of, like, washes and morphs one video into another.
The amount of buffering those videos are doing, I thought it was like using Real Media Player.
Yeah, yeah, and that was another, like, creative license thing where when the computer needed to act super fast, it did, and when dramatically it called, it's like the car that won't start in the horror movie. Like, when it's time for the car not to start, it's time for the car not to start.
It's like at one point, her computer literally pops up a message that says you've lost internet connection, but she's still getting messages from a couple people.
The thing that cracked me up was right toward the end when that pop-up came up.
And it showed her.
And it showed her at the very end of it. That was really funny.
I thought that was fantastic. I actually like the use of Spotify.
Uh-huh.
Like the music playing in the background.
That was really good. That was set up for the hack too.
Yeah.
It was like Blair was playing music for a little while, and then the Laura took over and started doing stuff with it. One thing that I didn't understand, and then I just had to chalk it up to because the movie says so, was it seemed like, for the most part, if she ever left Skype, the sound of Skype would go away. So when she was, like, texting with iMessage or something, it would just, like, her friends wouldn't, you couldn't hear them anymore.
But it didn't happen every time.
It didn't happen every time. It just happened when it needed you to focus on what she was typing, what the conversation was.
Yeah.
There was also, and this isn't, like, I don't want to talk about, like, technically that's not how this would work. Like, that's just a lame, like...
If you do slide your glasses up a little
computers
bit.
don't, like... We all know that, there's creative license with all this stuff, but one thing that I did think was kind of weird and a little bit offsetting or off-putting was that there was a lot of time where they would just be in Skype, not talking, and just kind of staring out at the screen.
Yeah.
Like, there were way too many lulls in the conversation, and there was also, like, if you have 5 people on a Skype call, it doesn't matter what you're talking about or what's happening, someone will always talk. Someone will always try to fill the silence.
Because it's uncomfortable.
Right.
And it really made the audience uncomfortable. I don't know if they did that as an idea of, like, building tension.
They did to some degree, because they would, every once in a while they would do it, like, they do it 3 or 4 times, and it would kind of lull you into this, like, okay, what's going on? And then, a pop-up would happen, and it would be loud. Like, they were using the Skype incoming call thing as a jump scare. So they would make things really quiet on purpose, and then something would, blop up on the screen.
At the end, the macro washing we were talking about became really too prevalent.
Yeah,
like,
I think so too.
For the last, like, 3 or 4 minutes of the Skype conversation, you couldn't see anything that's happening in the Skype windows.
Right.
So, I thought they went a little overboard there towards the end.
Yeah. But overall, it was cool, and yeah, if it had been any longer, I think it would have ruined it. I think they did exactly as much as it could sustain, and unfortunately, I think it'll get a sequel that will have, like, 1 or 2 interesting ideas in it, and the rest of it will just be a rehash or a not quite so good.
They need to do a prequel with like ICQ or something.
Oh no.
Powwow. Remember Powwow?
Yes, that's a terrible idea.
That is a fantastic idea, I think you mean.
HTML based chat.
Like and
Control R.
Instead of the anonymous picture, it's like Tom from MySpace. That would be amazing.
Well, if Tom from MySpace turned out to be the killer, then yes, I would go watch it. I definitely would.
Hollywood, make this happen.
That's our discussion of Unfriended. Hope you like the way we do these videos. If you do, please like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.